Any thoughts that are coming now, let it come, let it go. Bring your awareness to your third eye again and again and start chanting the Mahavakya. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Start chanting the Mahavakya and experience the space of oneness. With that space of oneness, scan through your third eye and manifest the power of third eye. Start chanting the Mahavakya.
I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasudashiva. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda.
Yes, and Nithyanandam everyone. So please go ahead and share whatever your third day revealed in the chat. All right, so I'm going to project the picture and show you what I have projected. Yes, this is what I projected. All right, so we have been learning about the Yoga Spurana, the flowering in the yoga, and the deeper secrets into the yoga. Many of us, we have learned, understood about yoga is not just the asanas, performing asanas and just not limited to simple physical exercise. Performing the asanas is also a part of yoga, but not that is the only aspect of yoga. Not yoga is not end there. So asana, if you come to understanding of asanas, the specific posture of the asanas, performing them, your kundalini is awakened. As per the guidelines, each asana is, when you perform exactly, it aligns each asana. When you perform, you align your body to cosmic geometry. So, your Kundalini Shakti is awakened. There are much more deeper secrets to performing the asana itself. So, let's understand the revelations from Swamiji about the asana, performing the asana.
Say, through the lessening of the natural tendency for activity caused by identification with the body and through meditation on the infinite, posture becomes pleasant and firm. Let me try to give my insight, my experience. How the asana posture becomes steady and comfortable. How your body can be aligned towards superconsciousness, and how the posture becomes steady and comfort. Prayatna Saitilya Ananta Samabadhivyam. Through the effort, I'm trying to give you idea, the exact insight. I'm not just translating. Through the prayatna, and samabadibhya. It's a very deep, subtle truth. I can say this sutra can be a technique to live enlightenment every moment. See, two things you need to do to achieve the aligning to awakening. One, work intensely. Second, continuously when you work, meditate on unending infinite cosmos, means unclutching. All your postures are to align yourself with the cosmos. If you unclutch and work intensely, you will just align yourself with the cosmos. That's it. If you unclutch and work intensely, you will automatically align yourself with the cosmos. Please understand. So prayatna, I am translating prayatna in a new way. Not just effort to sit in that particular posture. I am translating prayatna as intense hard work. Work at least 12 hours a day. Let there be physical and mental activity at least 12 hours a day. You may think, oh God, that looks too much. But I tell you, for some reason, either to be productive to the society and make your life rich, or just some social service, in some way, work at least 12 hours. The funny part is, you will never be able to work for 12 hours if you are working for profit. Means to make your life more luxurious, more comfortable. Because your biomemory is such, it will give way. It will say after maximum 6 hours of work, it will say, no, enough. If I have to work more than this to make myself comfortable, I don't want that comfort. It will just do a strike. Then how to work for 12 hours? The remaining 6 hours? Decide to do some non-profit activity. I tell you, non-profit activity is the ultimate creativity. Seva is the ultimate creativity. You will never become tired if you learn the trick of seva. The trick of seva means the knack of seva, means knack of serving without remembering the result, just working as a lifestyle. How? You don't breathe for purpose. You know it is your life. For life you breathe. Same way. Prayatana, effort, just as life. Working physically or mentally or physically and mentally. 12 hours a day. Take this as a spiritual instruction. Try. You may think, no, I'll become tired and all that. No, nothing. Just try. Try for next 2 months. You will see the asana happens in you. Working for 12 hours a day in unclutched way. Whenever you remember, let the inner space be unclutched, the outer body be intensely working. You will see aligning to awakening happens. Please understand. empty mind is devil's workshop. I tell you, empty body is devil's residence. Devil goes for work only for few hours. He resides in his house for a long time. The lazy body is devil's residence. Empty mind is devil's workshop. Lazy body is devil's residence. I'm giving you completely a different insight. Some of the orthodox translations say that reduce the activity which comes out of the idea that you are the body. I am saying the same thing in a very practical way. When you unclutch and start living, please understand, after unclutching, start living. Don't start waiting for death. I'm seeing so many of these Vedantis. The moment they learn a little bit of some Vedantic ideas, they stop living. They are just dragging their life, waiting for death. No. Unclutch and start living. Be active, alive, intense. As long as you don't physically become active in unclutched way, the suppressed pain engrams in you will continue to haunt you. One of the major problems all the male Vedanta sannyasis suffer is the laziness leads to indulgence and creation of new engraved memories. One of the major problems all the female Yoga Vedantis, sannyasin suffer is the physical laziness leads to the indulgence of the past suffering engrams. Please understand. All of you, followers of me, students of me, disciples of me, devotees of me, even if you are married, your mental setup is evolved to such a way you are Yoga Vedanta sannyasi. So if you are male, the major problem you suffer is due to the laziness caused by the non-appliance of proper unclutching creates indulgence and new engrams. If you are female, because of the non-appliance of proper unclutching, the laziness causes, makes you indulge continuously in the past suffering and engrams. So understand, the ultimate aligning to awakening happens by intense, please understand, intense working. Take up for-profit or non-profit work, something. I tell you, this non-profit work, the seva, service, is the highest form of creativity. There you get all opportunity, possibility, everything to express your creativity. I can give you one more insight and understanding. When the aligning to awakening happens, even your words will be a great service to the world. You can serve the world not only physically, even by uttering right words, giving right truths, right understanding to people. Even that can be a very powerful, amazing service to the world. So please understand, aligning to awakening. Some more deeper insights into asana. From my own mentor, Raghupati Yogi. When he was training me into asana, he will make me do such intense, heavy activities like shifting stones and rocks from one place to another, one corner to another, and from the corner back to the same place. It is not directly productive, but he will insist, no, do that. And after certain exhaustion, when I feel exhausted, then he'll ask me to do the same work in an unclutched way, means meditating on the all-pervasiveness, meditating on the infinite. I used to very clearly experience, first if I work, that shifting a stone from right corner to left corner for 6 hours and I am tired, after he initiates me into the technique of meditating on infinite, next 6 hours I will be able to work, shifting the stones from here to this corner, back. I tell you, meditate on the infinite continuously, which means unclutching. Meditate on the infinite continuously, go on and on and on. Take this as a process. Work for 12 hours a day. Something physically or mentally. If you don't have any work, contact our centers. We have a lot of work. Take this as a spiritual practice. I tell you, all the engrams which are not letting your body to align to awakening will leave your system. And you will be aligned to the awakening. I tell you, every action either releases or creates certain engram in you. If your action is done not inspired by the engram, but meditation on the infinite. See, if you are engaged by the engrams, it is engagement. If you are inspired by the infinite, it will lead to samadhipatya, what Patanjali calls samapadipatibhyam. Samapadibhyam, the state of ultimate consciousness, aligning to awakening. So I am making this whole sutra as a practical process which you can do every day. Do your regular job which you need to do to keep yourself alive for survival necessities, food, clothes, money. Keep your regular job. Apart from that, continue to do more activity, work, by meditating on the infinite. By meditating on infinite. Please understand. By meditating on infinite, when more and more activities are performed, when more and more actions are done, you have no other way. Simply, your engrams will leave your system. I tell you one small example. Every action releases some engrams from your system. Even during the levitation, which is happening in your body, when the Kundalini is awakened, all the stored, suppressed engrams leaves your body. You can see lot of violence will leave your system. Lot of fantasies and greed will leave your system. Just the intense physical vibration, your deep craving for the physical pleasure and fantasies will leave your system. Intense movement of the body, your stored deep fears will leave your system. Fears, the desire for pleasure, fantasy, all this leaves your system just like that by this levitation. You may think how the levitation is leading to transformation. This is the way I understand. This is science of levitation. When you are encaged by the engrams, you are gravitating means you are just pulled down. All I am doing when I awaken your Kundalini is just make your short-sighted intellect into a vast-sighted intelligence. Make your life energy alive. Naturally, your ego dissolves into life energy. For those few moments, your intense bioenergy gets awakened. Naturally, when the bioenergy gets awakened, you are no more tied down by the engrams, engraved memories. Soon, very soon, I'll measure the physical weight of engrams and prove the science of levitation. It is possible, actually. I have a good news for all of you. The recent inner awakening, the December 2010 inner awakening, we have done so many medical research and scientific researches. I challenged the scientific community to come and do some research on this inner awakening process. How the whole process does the physical healing, mental healing and awakening of the deeper strands of DNA. The scientific researchers are proving amazing results. The doctors and researchers who worked on this data we collected, they say at least for 10 major diseases, Swamiji, the inner awakening can be prescribed as direct medicine. See, even allopathy medicines, if 30% of curing, they have some technical term, I forgot. The 30% is the ratio. Allopathy medicine is prescribed as a medicine for that particular disease. The researchers are saying for 10 major diseases, inner awakening works more than any allopathy medicines, more than 30%. And still I am yet to get the detailed report. When I get the detailed report, I will share with you all and with the whole world. Now I am saying the next step. I will measure the weight of the engrams. It can be, it is possible. Ramakrishna used to do. He will hold the hand of a person and tell the person to be relaxed, and he will hold the hand and try to lift and see whether he is qualified for sannyas or samsara, or he is innocent or cunning, heavily loaded with engrams or simple. He used to measure. It is possible. I will prove this science. Engrams can be measured. That is it's actually a science. All I am doing during awakening of your Kundalini is just throwing away all the engrams out of your system. So naturally, your body feels light and starts levitating. That's the way the levitation happens. That is the reason the Kundalini awakening makes the levitation in your system. I tell you, every time you levitate, you are raising to the higher consciousness. Your body is healing. Your engrams are leaving your system. Your brain is going to the highest possible conscious coherence. And your mind is entering into the creative zone. Your being is experiencing the spiritual bliss, conscious bliss. Aligning to awakening happens in you when you work intensely for 12 hours continuously contemplating on the infinite. And if any of you are feeling that you are not levitating, take this as a process and technique. For next 2 months, 12 hours a day, work, physical and mental work intensely. You will see please understand, work 12 hours a day, meditating on infinite means unclutching, trying to unclutch continuously. Within 2 months you will see the intense Kundalini awakening in you, and you will be experiencing levitation every day. The levitation is an intense conscious experience which removes all the engrams from your system. Asana, the right posture, means aligning to awakening. Understand these ancient scriptures in the right way. Otherwise, misunderstanding in these words can lead to such a big danger. You will become heavy. Engrams which makes you heavy are dangerous. See, as a siddhi, if you become heavy, that is different. That is totally different. In the being, you will not be heavy, but you can just make your body heavy. That immovable. But because of your engram, when you become heavy, you will be deeply depressed. You will see levitation brings so much joy. Why? Because the engrams just leave your system. See the people who are levitating. And the amount of joy they radiate whole day. And the conscious coherence in which they live. Creativity they express. That is why I tell you. Our whole Sangha is entering into a new conscious zone. Superconscious spirit. Because of this levitation. Because when you all experience levitation, your very consciousness enters into a higher creative zone. So now I don't have just, see, earlier our mission was run by some few hundred boys and girls from Indian villages. Now, few hundred creative levitators. Which is equivalent to thousands of ordinary workers. When a man experiences Kundalini awakening, he becomes a leader. He just picks up leadership qualities by himself. And he just aligns with the whole idea, concept, truth. Less depression, less psychological suffering, less tiredness, less fatigue. So naturally all the great leadership qualities starts expressing. Creativity, hard work, smart work, intelligence, everything starts expressing. Above all, unselfishness. I'll push the Sangha to the next level. Means not just few hundred levitating yogis whose Kundalini is awakened. I'll push the Sangha now to the next level. Few thousand enlightened beings. This year, I'll make it happen. You will see many of my Swamis and Brahmacharis, in their presence people will experience levitation. They will become such a solid Divya Sariris, they will go and initiate people into Samana process and people will experience levitation. The tremendous positive energy exploding through my system I could see. Actually, cosmos is taking revenge on the negativity. I am not doing anything. I am just sitting and enjoying. Cosmos is taking revenge on this collective negativity. In a very playful way, Cosmos is doing it. That is why, just a few days before, in the Yen Satsang I said, I predicted earthquake in Los Angeles. When we digged out, we saw, the moment I predicted, within 3 hours, there was an earthquake. And for some reason I blessed, from Padaka Vibhuti will come. I think I just moved my hand in different direction. In Toronto, Padaka Vibhuti started coming. 3 cities. And January 2nd in India, January 1st in US. In 3 cities, New York and Mexico and Toronto. In 3 places. From Paduka Vibhuti has started coming. I am telling you honestly, I am not doing anything. I am just enjoying my restful awareness. The cosmos is doing left and right, expressing its energy intensely. I bless you all to achieve, experience, live, express, radiate, and share the eternal bliss. Nithyananda. Thank you.
Nithyananda, everyone. Now, please go ahead and share your new understanding of asana, how it helps in Kundalini awakening. You can share it in the chat. And what we have been learning about the new understanding about yoga. Yoga is not just doing the physical exercises. Yoga forms, yoga comes its union of our individual consciousness to the divine consciousness, the cosmic consciousness, aligning our body to that cosmic consciousness is yoga. The union or aligning the two, the individual and the cosmic, or the union, is practicing that sadhana, is yoga. And Patanjali Yoga Sutras, Patanjali teaches that we are not separate as we think. We are actually already united. The ultimate potentiality due to which all the dualities, all the separation is coming. Unlearning is yoga. The sadhana, the practice is yoga. Yoga teaches us that we are not the one among the many, but source from which the entire manifestation of the dualities has come into being. We are actually one with that absolute cosmic consciousness, but it is due to our false identification with the body and the mind that makes us believe that we are separate. So yoga means that the union of this separate entity that we feel, our false identification, our individuality with the absolute, or you can call simply God. So Yoga Sutras or Yoga Spurana is all about various techniques, various powerful cognitions to achieve this. One of the surest way to achieve this ultimate potential, which is natural to all of us. His sutras or aphorisms are very short, but with less words, he delivers the absolute truths in unimaginable way. Swamiji says he is an extraordinary inner scientist. A scientist researches and provides a formula to reproduce their results in the outer world. A mystic provides a formula to reproduce and experiences in the inner world. So Patanjali Yoga Sutras are valid even after so many, minimum 5,000 years later. It's been written many thousands years ago, but they are still foolproof and still produce intended results for millions of yogis around the world. So what are your understanding? Please post it. And any questions, please post it in the chat. So we all live either, whatever the so-called life that we live, either we live in the past or in the future. Continuously, our mind swindles from like a pendulum. It moves constantly from past to future. We never live in the present. And if you are here physically, your mind is somewhere else. Definitely not here where your body is or what your body is doing. Mind always oscillates between the past and the future. It never remains steady at one place. It never allows your being to rest. That is the very nature of the mind. And when you are at work, you think about the beach. And when you go to the beach, in the evening, you think about the next few days of work. You are never in the present moment. And that is the reason you never really enjoy anything that life always showering you. You remain unsatisfied throughout your life. When the real time for enjoyment comes, you miss it before because of fear or greed. Man spends almost his entire life in fear and greed. Both fear and greed are related. And if there is no greed, there won't be fear. And it's the greed for the pleasant which gives rise to fear. It is the fear of the undesirable which gives rise to greed. We spend almost our entire life doing these things. The cycle of fear and greed is a vicious circle. Fear is due to the past experiences, past patterns, which we call engraved memories, which are embedded in our DNA. So it is the past which gives rise to fear. It is the imagination of the future that fosters greed. So in both past fear and future greed, in both these cases, you miss the present. While dwelling in the past and in the future, you miss the present. So actually speaking, if you have won your mind, you have won the world. And winning the world does not require you to be an Alexander the Great. Our social texts present it. If you want to win the world, you have to win your mind. So there is a beautiful incident that happened in the life of Alexander. His subordinates informed him that India is a land of enlightened masters. And since the Alexander was very much eager to meet some enlightened master in India, when he came to India, he once saw an ascetic essay sitting by a tree on the banks of the river. He was amused by the tranquility and peace that he saw on the face of the sage. Alexander requested the sage that he should come with him to Greece. The sage refused. Then Alexander tried using greed to lure the sage and told him that he would give huge rewards and he would make him the chief minister. The sage just laughed and said that he does not need any such rewards. He's happy as he is, as the way he is right now. Alexander was shocked. For the first time, he has seen someone rejecting such gifts. Obviously, the next thing what Alexander tried was to threaten the sage. First greed, and now he's putting fear. He took out his sword and held at the neck of the sage and told the sage that he would kill him if he did not accept his offer of coming with him to Greece. The sage again started laughing and said that he cannot be killed. The sage said that his body might get destroyed, but he cannot be killed, as he is that imperishable, omniscient, omnipresent spirit. This was too much for Alexander. He just could not handle it. And he had never seen such a courage in his entire lifetime. He was taken aback by the fact that a person can be so composed and fearless even when the sword of death is hanging on his neck. And Alexander, all of us know Alexander is famous for ruthlessly, cruelly killed so many lives. He pleaded the sage to tell him the secret of his fearlessness. The sage asked Alexander who he was and was his motive behind coming to, what was his motive coming to India? Alexander replied with pride that he is the great emperor and he has set out to conquer the world. So he has come to India to conquer India. The sage asked, to what he would do after conquering the whole world. Alexander said that he would just sit, relax, and enjoy. The sage laughed and exclaimed that he was exactly doing the same thing right now without going through the troubles of conquering the world. This is a real incident that happened in the history of India. So what it tells, there are millions of sages like the sage who faced Alexander, the cruel king. Throughout our lives, we keep running without understanding the reason for our running. We always postpone the bliss. An important thing we need to understand is that bliss is not in the future, bliss is in the now. Bliss is not something that we can process or possess. Bliss happens when we just relax from the mind. Mind has got into the habit of possessing things, so it tries to run after the bliss. But mind can never find bliss because the very bliss happens when there is no mind. Only when you relax from your mind, bliss starts happening to you. So this is the story of a sage. It's not that he is the rare sage that Alexander encountered. In old and ancient India, there are millions who experienced this, who lived like this sage, filled with so many millions, and walked on this sacred land, enlightened, realized their highest potential, seek for their highest truth. So, to learn the more of this, how we can achieve that, join the Paramashivoham and learn the sacred secrets and powerful techniques, powerful cognitions revealed by Swamiji from the scriptures, from his own testimony, life testimony, to achieve this state, experiencing our divine self, our highest potential in this upcoming Paramashivoham. Now let me tell you another story. A young man from America was visiting London and was traveling in a train. And in the train, beside him was an elderly British couple. The British lady had a pet dog with her, which she was carrying in her lap. All of a sudden, the dog jumped from her lap on the American guy and vomited. The lady, instead of apologizing to the American guy, started patting her dog, saying that, "Oh, what happened to you? Your stomach may be upset." The American young man just chooses to keep silent this time. After a few minutes, the dog jumped on the American once again and pissed on him. Again, the British lady, instead of apologizing to him, to the American man, started patting the dog. She expressed the concern about the health of her dog and started saying things like, I have to take you to the doctor. I don't know what has happened to you. The British lady was not at all concerned about the inconvenience being caused to the American young man, not even apologizing to him. After some time, the dog jumped on the American once again. This time, you know what he must have done. Even then, the British lady did not feel like apologizing to the American and instead started giving some food and medicine to her dog. All this while, the American young man was watching everything silently, but by this time, his patience was tested enough. The American young man silently got up, picked up the dog, and threw him out of the window. After this incident, the husband of the British lady got up from his seat and shouted at the American guy, "You stupid Americans, you drive on the wrong side of the road, use the wrong scale for measurement, and now you have thrown the wrong bitch out of the window." You understand what that husband is saying? The problem is with that lady. But this man is shouting, husband is shouting that you threw the wrong bit out of the window. So this is the story of our life. Even though it's a comedy story, this is the story of our life. We always throw wrong things out of the window. In this story, dog was not at fault. It's a poor animal. It was sick. So it cannot even express itself. It was the fault of the British lady, as she was not even apologetic for her dog's actions or taken any precautions to not to cause the inconvenience for that other person, to her dog's actions. Here the intention is not thrown the American lady out of the window, but the point here we need to understand here is, without even analyzing the situation where exactly the problem is, the American made a wrong choice of throwing the poor dog out of the train. All our choices, all our decisions always end in dilemma. The dilemma is what I call the mind. The dilemma is a straight, direct definition or explanation for the mind. There are so many definitions for mind. But from my experience, I can say that dilemma is the right word to describe the mind. When you close your eyes, whatever you think and whatever you can think, whatever you can visualize, and whatever you experience, or whatever you can visualize, is what is the mind. Moving or vacillating or wandering like a pendulum to one extreme to the other is the nature of the mind. And this mind is never convinced or satisfied with its own decisions. Instead, it tries to judge and compare its decisions with the past memories and never stays in the current moment. When you are in dilemma, all our choices without exception end in suffering. If we can Just accept the current moment, the existence as it is. You can go beyond the mind. You will reach a state of no mind, which we call as enlightenment or super consciousness. Bliss, then the bliss becomes a choiceless awareness. When you are perfectly choiceless, when you accept the current flow, you end up in bliss. You may ask that, how can I end up in bliss when I cannot make a choice in life? The important thing to note here is that choicelessness is acceptance of the reality as it is. It is not because of suppression, but it is an acceptance. When you truly know that the energy which moves the earth around the sun, which makes life happen, which keeps the nature in perfect equilibrium, definitely is capable, perfectly capable of taking care of every individual and things in the universe. And every individual choice or intervention is not required to make things happen. You end up in a state of choicelessness or bliss. And you start enjoying this divine play, and if we analyze carefully, we have been postponing the bliss all our lives. When we are in India, we think if we get the US visa and we'll be happy. And once we get visa and we start working a good job, then we get a job, we start thinking about a house in the US. And after we get that, we start thinking about a green card, then citizenship, then the whole thing continues. By the time we have a family, we have already mortgaged our lives. All our lives, we have been postponing the bliss, which is continuously happening within. We do something now so that tomorrow we can be blissful. When tomorrow comes, we repeat the same process, and then this blissful tomorrow never comes. Only when we realize and experience that the very deed itself is blissful, we experience the bliss every moment. Bliss is our true nature. We need to understand that the mind ceases to exist when bliss happens to us, because bliss happens when we are choicelessness, when a mind is nothing to do in this, when we are out of the wheel of this mind. How do we take charge of this mind? And let's listen to Swamiji, the explanation of from the revelations from the Patanjali Yoga Sutras in the Yoga Spurana.
Times. The first explanation I have already given to the ashramites, and it is already uploaded in NTV, 5th January news on NTV. It is available. See, the sutra which I uttered in quantum physics and quantum biology, whatever happens is there, and the reciprocation of the happenings is reflected in our neurobiology, is responsible for what is happening in your biomemory, which is responsible for your existential reality. It came from a very high space, suddenly, spontaneously. I am interpreting this sutra from many angles, giving new understandings on quantum physics, quantum biology, neurobiology, biomemory, and existential reality. These are the key terms in that sutra. So for each key term, when you have the each layer understanding, the whole statement, sutra, will have a new meaning. Each key term you can experience from 7 layers. So 5 key term into 7, 35, into 7. So many ways you can understand, so many truths can be revealed from this one sutra. First sutra for this, the first interpretation for this sutra I have given to the ashramites. As you may all be aware, every day I am conducting strong meditation and spiritual sessions for the ashramites. In that I have spoken elaborately. That is already uploaded in 5th January news on NTV. So I request Megan to watch that interpretation. Your interpretation also is okay, is perfect. So I'll continue to interpret on the sutra. Maybe you can use that to understand that sutra more and more deeper. Now we will enter into the Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. Today's sutra is 93rd sutra of Patanjali, and in 2nd chapter, 42nd verse, experience the supreme state of bliss is the subject. Santoshat an uttamaha sukalabaha santoshat anuttamaha sukalabaha. Swami Vivekananda translates this sutra as, from contentment comes superlative happiness. As the result of contentment, one gains supreme happiness. There's a Prabhavananda's translation. Prabhavananda's translation is, as the result of contentment, one gains supreme happiness. Sachidananda translates, by contentment, supreme joy is gained. I can say this is the straight sutra to enlightenment, to the ultimate truth. First of all, you need to know an important fact and truth. No roundabout ways, shortcuts. Please understand. There is no roundabout ways. Because there is no roundabout ways, there is no shortcut. There is only straight path. When you start believing there are roundabout ways, you start searching for shortcut. Person who believes there is roundabout way is cheated. Person who believes there is shortcut is cheated. There is neither roundabout way nor shortcut for the ultimate, just simple straight path. Patanjali is giving that simple straight path in this sutra. Either the simple straight path looks too small, too simple for you and you feel, wow, it's a shortcut. Or the same simple straight path you feel, oh, it is too complicated, it is roundabout way and you suffer. But path and path showers are no way responsible for your feeling it is roundabout or simple straightforward. They are no way responsible for your feeling it is roundabout or a shortcut. It is just simple truth. I tell you, all sadhana fails when you think path is roundabout. If you have overconfidence, it is shortcut, you don't do sadhana. That's the biggest problem. All sadhana fails when you think path is roundabout. If you have overconfidence, path is shortcut, sometimes you don't even need start sadhana. It's time we understand path is simple and straight. You just need to live it. You just need to execute it. Santoshat anuttamaha sukalabaha. Through contentment, supreme, ultimate joy is achieved. Learning contentment. I think it is very plain, straightforward, simple opening. There is no other way. Anything else leads to more and more complication. I cannot interpret on the sutra. I'll apply the sutra in our day-to-day life and give you all the possibility and possible situations. That's what I can do. Because the sutra is so straight. No interpretation is required. No commentary is required. I'll just apply and expand are the mental contradictions and conflicts you go through when you try to apply the sutra in your day-to-day life. When you learn, when you decide to be content, the first biggest problem you face is you will feel almost everything is great, clear. Carpet is completely, properly covered. But that one corner, I think, just if I pull that one corner and properly straighten it, then I am contented. That is where the problem will start. You will not have too many opposition to be content in your being. You will have only one or two. I think within a month, my house will be sold. Then I am content. No. Within a month, I will divorce my wife. Then I am content. No. Just within next 1 week, my son will get a job. Then I am content. Just only one or two will stand. Do not ever expect you will have an army of enemies when you get ready to fight with your inner space. No, your inner space is very intelligent, very cunning. It will give you only one enemy at a time. You will think, hey, after all, my inner space is so beautiful. My mind is so cooperating with me. It is saying only one enemy. Why not handle him? It's fair game. Whole life I was struggling with discontentment. Now I am trying to practice contentment after listening to Patanjali and Paramashivoham Nithyananda. And my mind is also cooperating. Almost 99% it is cooperating. Only one enemy is saying, why not just alter him? Then I am really be content. Understand, the moment you accept there is one enemy for your contentment from outside, you are done. By the time you kill that enemy, your great, friendly mind is ready with another enemy. By the time you finish that second enemy, your great, friendly mind has already made you forget that contentment need to be practiced. You are out of the path. And you are in the same rut. Understand? If your mind brings 10 enemies, he is your direct enemy. He is at least courageous. He says, come on, let's fight. You and me, let me see. But your mind will not do that. Just see, when you want to be content, how many enemies are coming? Only one. There will not be second or third. Only one. Your mind will say, everything is great. I am really content. Just my husband needs to fall in tune with Swamiji. Nothing else. I think that will happen in few months. No, I am completely content. There is nothing which disturbs my suffering. Just this one thing. If that money comes, I'm done. Your mind knows the capacity of your Shraddha, sincerity. The capacity of your Shraddha is only one thought. So if your mind can manage one thought and hit your Shraddha, you are done. You are done. Your mind knows. Nothing much is required to disrupt you from the path, from the sadhana, from the experience. Nothing much is required. Understand? Nothing much is required. Just one small problem. I think I am completely content. Only this incense smell is too much. I should tell Swamiji tomorrow onwards not to have incense. That's enough. That is enough. By the time you attend to that, there is one more small enemy. By the time you attend the second enemy, your idea, you have to be contented. That is supposed to be your path is lost. And your mind is laughing at you. be very clear, for contentment, you will not have too many enemies. When I say now, Patanjali says, contentment directly leads you to the ultimate happiness, santoshat, anuttama, sukalabaha. Decide, now you are going to practice. No question of even allowing one enemy. Even if you are convinced of one enemy, I am really content. Just this, my department, one work is pending. If I am done, I am completely content, done. No. I am content from now. Out of that content feeling, I will work. Whenever that content feeling is disturbed, I will throw away everything and get back to that contentment again. As long as I am floating, gliding in the contentment, I will glide. Understand? Contentment is like a huge snow-capped mountain. Glide in that, ski in that mountain. The moment you hit the ground or the rock or the floor, go back. Now it is time. No more skiing, no more moving, no more walking. Go back to the snow-capped mountain. Go back to the snow. Yes. The moment you see you hit the ground, you are on the rough terrain, you are on the stone and the sand. Decide, no. I am dropping everything. Get back to the contentment again. Take time off, decide. I am not interested in doing anything now. I am dropping everything and I am just getting back to my space of contentment. And I tell you, your bio-memory is very responsible. Whenever you withdraw from your day-to-day activity, suddenly it feels threatened and it gets back to the contentment. I tell you, I am talking to all the ashramites also. Whenever you feel you are in discontentment, drop all the department work. Drop everything. Otherwise also you don't do, that is different. Drop everything. Get back to your room and say, no, I am getting back to my contentment, my santoshaha, my anuttamaha, only then I am going to work. Otherwise I am dropping everything. Do it. Your bio-memory is very responsible. Your mind, logic only is irresponsible. Your bio-memory is very responsible. It will say, no, I cannot be like this. How long I can be like this? Not being useful, not being productive, not doing anything. How can I be like this? Then what is the only way? Get back to contentment. Get back to the contentment. Sukhaha, labaha. Sukhaha, labaha means attainment of the ultimate joy. Get back to the contentment. Tell yourself. And not only that, once you dump like this everything and get back to your contentment, your mind knows how to get back to contentment quickly. Otherwise, your mind knows you are not going to get back to your routine. You are not going to get back to the normal life. So the fear that you have to get back to the normal life means you have to become content again. If you are working in the society or working with our Sangha, for both of you I give you this as a technique. Whenever you are discontented, drop everything. No, I am not going to go for a job today. Let whatever happen, happen. They will throw me out of job. There will be problem. No other way. I have to face. But this is going to be my life. Contentment. Naturally, what will happen? Your biomemory will feel threatened now. Oh God, my life is going to be disrupted. I cannot handle this. What to do? My wife is going to question me. My family is going to suffer. So many things are at stake. But you tell very clearly, no, I am going to move my body only if I am contented. Naturally, your mind will find out some method. No, let me get contented. It will find some technique, some method, some sutra, some idea, something will click. Yes. Hey, there are so many people who are in much worse situation than me. There are so many people who are suffering in thousands of ways than me. Some way, when you put yourself, when you put your biomemory, especially in the survival threat, it will just supply some 10 truth ideas to push you to the contentment. And not only that, instead of being lowered, instead of being arguing against you, your biomemory will be supporting you, pushing you. I tell you, strike is the best way. Do the self-strike, non-cooperation movement with your life. See, when your logic says, no, this one small thing, you correct it, then you are content. Don't listen, just say, then all right. Till I am feeling content, I am not going to do anything, drop. Do a strong strike in your life. Naturally, if you are in the house, the whole family will ask, what happened to you? Why are you sitting like this? The colleagues, everybody will ask. In the ashram, you don't need to do anything. I myself will be asking, what is going on? Why you are not up and active in your routine? So naturally what will happen? Your biomemory is under pressure to get back to the routine, to get back to the normalcy. So the only way is, if you get back to the contentment, you can get back to normalcy. What will happen? Your biomemory will find some method. Put pressure on biomemory. Being content is the only way to exist. Otherwise you are not going to exist. Another important thing, your identity feels comfortable only when you are in your regular smooth routine and normal life. When you break that suddenly, your identity feels threatened. Now you are saying the only way for you not feeling threatened are you to be peaceful, and peaceful is get back to contentment. That's the only way. That's the only escape route. Now what to do then? Now, nothing can be done. The only way now is get back to contentment. If I give you any special technique or idea to get back to contentment, your mind will say, no, this all I tried 2-3 times, doesn't work, it's all useless. No, your mind will do that. I tried thousands of techniques from hundreds of masters, nothing works for me. I am too big guy. No, everybody thinks they are bigger guys than the masters. Two big guys. So I don't want to give you any technique or method separately. Just do strike. I am not going to function if I am discontent. Do strike completely. Tell yourself, no food, no water, no question of sleeping, and I'll roll on the bed. Maybe 2-3 hours your body will fall asleep. When it wakes up, what to do? Get back to contentment. Then let us talk anything else. No, tomorrow I'll get back to contentment. Today let us finish just this one work. I have to go for Naivedyam in the temple. That nothing can be done. Maybe if I go to the temple, I will have contentment. Nothing doing. I am not going to do anything. The contentment is the only thing. Then naturally what will happen? You will not go to Naivedyam and the information will come to me. I'll call for inquiry. And you have the pressure now. There is going to be a strong puja. Now then what to do? Your mind suddenly will find out, yes, all right. I think what is there? It will somehow support you and get you back to the contentment. Understand? Let your bio-memory get you back to contentment, then it will become system in you. It will become a regular traveled path in you. So whenever you drop from the contentment, again that path will open. Otherwise you will lie down again, you will do strike, you will not eat, you will not drink water, you will not go for routine, then it is a big headache. Create chaos in you. I am telling you, create chaos in you. That's the only way to find solution. More and more you try to keep your makeup perfect, the more and more diseases are growing inside. Instead, churn the root of the disease. Create chaos. Don't bother about makeup. Suddenly you will see, oh God, now nobody is there to take care of me. I have to take care of myself. Nobody is responsible. I have to be responsible. Just shift the responsibility to your identity, which has to keep itself alive. You may think, no, Swamiji, my mind is not that easy. Even if I lie down, that's what I am doing for last 8 years after coming to the ashram. Nothing works. No, try. You may be lying down for wrong reasons. Lie down for right reasons. Do strike for right reasons. Simply your biomemory will find a way, path, to get back to the normalcy, get back to your life, get back to your regular routine. Because by nature, your identity will feel shaken, disturbed. When your normalcy and life is not going smoothly, and it is not going smoothly, it will feel disturbed. So, I am making it very clear. Make contentment as the first vrata. Like a breathing. I will be contented. Only then I am going to do any other activity in my life further. No. Do just this one activity, you will be contented tomorrow. No, I am not going to do that. Now I have to be established in contentment. Only then I am going to do anything. Till then, strike. Break all the routine. Break your regular life. What will happen to your whole being? Whole identity will shiver. And it will somehow put you in contentment. I tell you, let your identity shiver and put you in contentment. That contentment will never be taken away from you. Because even if your logic diverts you from that contentment, your biomemory knows, no, push him back. I need to live a normal life. Just try this strike for 3-4 days. Nothing else is required. Especially a tight routined place like our organization. Here you have to be smiling. Because 25 people will be asking you, what happened? You have to be up and running. Because 100 people are watching you. What happened? I'm telling you, really, whenever I put people back on their own biomemory, when it becomes their own responsibility, they just stand up. When I give too many supports, then the whole thing collapses down. Because they try to lean on me more and more. No other way. The only way is you taking up the responsibility. So tell yourself, I have to be content. Till then, I am not going to get into any of my daily routine. Come on. In 10 minutes, your mind will put you back into contentment. Even if your mind is not putting, the biomemory will put you back into contentment. It will say, no, we are contented, it's okay, life is okay. After 2 days or 3 days, if you lose that contentment, again the same thing, strike. You can even write a board and keep it in your room visually. I am striking. Discontentment, go. Contentment, come. Some slogans you can write to make it visual, more appealing for you. So whenever you have a discontentment, put that board outside your bedroom or outside your cot. I am on strike for contentment. I am telling you really. That boiling, now you know. The moment you put the board, your department head will know the news. In 2-3 hours, it will go to Swamiji. And he will ask this idiot, same routine for this fellow, will be called for enquiry. You know all the pressure. And all the people who are living in your area, they all know once in 2 days the board is up for strike. They know. So what will happen? You are putting yourself under the clear pressure, I have to get back to contentment. This is a situation of ashramites. I am talking about the outside, devotees who are working in the world. Naturally, one day you can take off. Once in 2 days, continuously take off 3-4 days. What will happen to your job? What will happen to your spouse? They know. This fellow went to that Swami and learnt some madness. And he is having a board, he is on strike. And no dog is bothered about his strike. No, they will laugh at you. You will create more chaos for you. And your identity will be afraid of the more chaos. But you be strong. I am not bothered. Any chaos is okay for me, but I have to get back to contentment. Nothing can be done. Don't trust the stability of the outer world. Don't base the stability of the outer world as a base for your contentment. No. It is a quality, not stability of the outer world. It's a quality of the inner world. The moment you are made to believe, no, just this one happening has happened in the outer world, it is done, I am content. No, you are trapped. Wild strike is the only method. Naturally, what will happen to your biomemory? Oh God, this fellow is going crazy, whole thing is tumbling down, and I am in a big pressure. Let me get back. Something will happen to you. That is what I call Shraddha Vivecha. Understand? The technique now which I am giving to you, Nachiketa practiced. He saw something is wrong. He decided to go to the extreme. He went to the father and asked, to whom are you going to give me? He said, to Yama. And this fellow was ready to go to Yama. Let me die, but I will have the fulfillment which I am seeking for. I cannot live with this same nonsense. It's dragging. No. Let's decide to complete the inner space. The decision to complete the inner space, even at the cost of striking, is the only method, only way to the Shukalabhaha, the ultimate happiness. I tell you, you have only two ways of living. One, as and now, managing, just managing with makeup and going around. Great. But how long you will drag like this? When you don't have contentment, whole world should know you are not contented. Then naturally what will happen? No, your identity will boil. If everybody knows, once in 2 days the board is on your bed, nobody will respect you. What kind of fellow this fellow? Then they know. See, all I am saying is keep the dirt open when it is dirty. What will happen? Now your biomemory is under pressure. You cannot maintain any image. You cannot maintain any identity. It will be boiling. So simply your biomemory has to find a method. No other way. You have to get back to contentment. Then do the makeup. Only decide, only if you are contented, you will come out and be part of the regular routine and life. If not, put a strike board. That's it. I tell you, in 2-3 strike, somehow your biomemory will learn to get you back to contentment. I will not be able to tell how it will learn. It will come up with some thousands of ideas. Either it will make you understand, so many blessings are there in your life, what are you doing? Or it will tell, no, so many good things. Somehow it will get you back. This is what I call creating chaos for order. If you are trying to create continuously order, the chaos will be threatening you. You just create chaos. Simply biomemory has no other way except putting you into the order. I tell you. it will put you into the order. So do not allow discontentment to be part of your life and running the life normally. No. Contentment is the only thing that is life. That is life. That's only life, and that is life. I bless you all to achieve, experience, live, express, radiate, and share the eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you.
So, to learn more about Yoga Spurana and many powerful cognitions, join the upcoming Paramashivoham Level 1 program starting from March 17th. So that comes to the conclusion of today's sessions. Let's pay our deepest gratitude to Swamiji. With the space of deep gratitude, let's conclude with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tasat Sarvam Bhagavad Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Nithyanandam, everyone. Thank you so much and see you all tomorrow. Nithyanandam.